to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about my back to school makeup routine. It's fresh, it's simple, and really easy for your quick mornings. So if you're interested, just keep on watching.
Welcome. So first, what I like to start out with is doing my eyebrows, because if I need to go back and touch them up with some foundation or concealer, whatever, I can do that. Plus, I don't like doing my foundation first, just in case like something I have like some fallout or my mascara messes up. It's horrible getting it off. Let's go ahead and do the eyes next. So in case anything happens, we're not going to ruin the rest of our foundation on our face. I put some concealer on my eyes. Get rid of those veins, girl. And then I just have this wet sponge. Okay, now that that's finished, I'm gonna set my eyes so that they don't crease. And for my setting powder, I always use the Laura Mercier setting powder translucent, because it is my go-to. Super oily skin, so this helps out a ton. So I'm gonna set my eye, use that, and I just have this e.l.f. fluffy brush. This is the Modern Renaissance palette. I'm just going to go in with Raw Sienna and Burnt Orange and put that right in my crease. I just lightly mix the two colors together, just kind of back and forth, tap it, and then so you get rid of the extra fallout, and just take that in the crease, just for some extra dimension, so it looks like you actually have a crease there. It doesn't add a whole lot, but it just adds like a nice little extra color, and I find it's more noticeable when I put my lashes on, and then you can really see the crease there. Bam, bam. So when you're going back to school, it's still kind of summertime, even though we kind of think of it as fall. I like to just keep my eyes as bright and bushy and fresh as I can possibly, because you know, when you're in school, you look tired, you look exhausted, you have the bags under your eyes. I like to take this Tempera shade here. It's just kind of like creamy white kind of color, and sometimes I just like to put that right on the center of my eye and blend it in really well so it doesn't look super white, but it also gives that little extra brightness in the center of your eye to make your eye colors pop. Let's take some of that Tempera shade. This is just like the most random angle brush ever, but I forgot my flat brush in my makeup room, so we'll just stick to this one, I guess. Because it's such a light color that I really don't want much of it. I just want it to open up my eyes a little bit more. So that's all I'm going to do with that, because I really don't want to overdo it, that's for sure. Now I'm just going to take my blending brush and blend that in with the crease color so that it's barely noticeable but still there. That's usually where I stop with the eyeshadow. You can go as dark or as light as what you like, but this is kind of where I like to keep it, just so like it still kind of looks natural, but there's still something there just to give it that dimension. So next I'm going to go and put my mascara on. What I like to use for mascara is this Lash Sensational by Maybelline. I find it really difficult to find an awesome mascara. This one is waterproof. I pretty much have non-existent eyelashes. They're super blonde and really short, and they point down. So I have to curl the life out of them and then waterproof mascara on them just to keep it curled. There. So you can go ahead and leave it with just the mascara on, but like I said, I'm not like super in love with my eyelashes, and I definitely cannot afford eyelash extensions. So I'm going to go ahead and put on some eyelashes. The ones I'll be using today are Poise by Kiss. So now that the lashes are finished, I'm going to go ahead and start my favorite part, which is the foundation. Now, I get a lot of questions about what kind of foundation I wear. It is L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. So like I said before, my skin is super oily. The sprays and stuff like that, they claim this, that, and the other thing, but I'm pretty sure that it comes down to this bad boy right here. So I'm a little more tan right now because it's summertime. This one is Shell Beige, but I think I'm going to have to mix it with Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation, which is in Creamy Beige, and this one's in Shell Beige. So I think I'm going to mix those two and see if I can come up with my color. Pro Matte is a little too light for me right now. So just check a little bit of this Fit Me on there and should be good. So I just have my wet sponge here. I'm going to give it a little mix up here on my hand. And I'm just going to dab that on my face. And I have a lot of acne right now for some reason, so your girl needs some foundation. Now I'm going to go in with my all-time favorite concealer, and that is the Maybelline Fit Me. This is my Ride or Die. Unfortunately, I did pick up the wrong color. I picked up Ivory, so this could potentially be way too bright. This is like more my wintertime color because I am so pale in the wintertime. So let's just see how this goes. Whoa, that's bright. I don't know if I can go through with this. Let's see where this brings us. I have a darker shade, but I know that it'd be too dark by itself, so let's see how it goes. And I just kind of like I tried to shape the little bit of shadow that I put on just to kind of make it that much more slick. And I'm just making tapping motions back and forth. But whatever. This is school, so I don't go all out with the highlight and contour. I just kind of slap it on my face and away I go. Now that I have the concealer on my face, I'm going to go ahead with the Laura Mercier powder again, and I'm just going to put powder under my eyes so that we don't get any creases. And I just like to pat under my eyes with the powder because I really don't want to wipe off my concealer. So now that that is finished, I'm going to go ahead with the Real Techniques Duo Fiber Face Brush. I'm going to go ahead with that, and I'm going to pat some more of this powder over my face just to set it because I have oily skin. So if I don't set it, it's going to be a mess. And I just like to pat that on too. So it really gets in there and fills the pores because I don't use a primer. I don't know if I just haven't found the right primer for myself or whatever, but I've tried so many different primers and I just prefer not using one. I find they make my face more oily than what it already is, or it tends to slick off. And my T-zone definitely is the most oiliest. spot on my face. The odd occasion I do get dry skin. So it's an all-in-one kind of face, girl. There. My favorite part is doing the face. Like, I couldn't care less about the eyes or whatever. It's the face that gets me. That's my favorite part, doing it. Love it, love it, love it. So now it's my favorite time. It's time for the contour. So for contouring, I have always used the same palette. I've had this one forever. It is the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. In the winter time, usually I go with the cooler shade, but since it's summertime and I want to look a little more tan, I'm gonna go with the little bit darker shade. This one is Shadow Play. I just put a little bit on my brush. This is some random brush that I don't know where it came from. And what I like to do is contour my cheekbones. This Shade and Light palette out, I'm gonna go and shape my nose a little bit with that same contour color that I used. I find with my foundation, it just like takes all the shadows out of my face. So I just like to lightly do that, just so it looks like there's something there instead of nothing. So now that I have my contour on, I still have to do my bronzer and stuff, but I'm really quickly just going to put some mascara on my lower lash line just so it doesn't look bald. So for bronzer, this is my Hourglass bronzer. It's the Luminous Bronze Light. Like this. It's my go-to, especially for summertime. It's absolutely beautiful with a little bit of a tan. So I like to use a lot of this in the summertime because it just adds such a nice glow and it's so bronzy. Just kind of like shape my face with it as well. Go all around. My hair's getting everywhere. And I have a large forehead, so there's lots of space to bronze. To get some down on my neck too here. Going in with blush, I have another Hourglass blush that I use. This is Mood Exposure Ambient Lighting Blush. So that's what I usually use. It's beautiful. And I really douse myself with this because it's not like super strong. And it's kind of like a highlighter too in a way. I don't know, it just all looks so And lastly, I have a Hourglass highlighter to put on my face. This one is Incandescent Strobe Light. Now I've only used this like couple times. It's really new. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in with this Real Techniques. I think this is like a setting brush or something, but I find it's like small and it really gets on the high points of my face. So I'm gonna go in with the Incandescent Light, Strobe Light, and just put some highlight on. Cupid bow. And some other bows. So what I like to do is take the powder that I just used, my highlight, and take a little brush, whatever brush works, fits, clean, whatever. I like to take a little bit of that and just put it on my right under the brow, just to lighten that up. And a little bit for the inner corner as well. There we go. I just like to go in with MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus spray. Like I said, I have oily skin, so a lot of times it's really mattifying on my face until I put a little bit of spray on, and it just kind of like evens it out, makes it not look so powdery. So I'm going to spray some of that. And then after that dries, I like to take my Urban Decay De-Slick. This is for oily skin, oil control, whatever. Makeup setting spray. And I'm just gonna give my face a few spritz of that so my makeup doesn't go anywhere. Depending on the day, I might use a little bit of lip color. When I'm in school and studying or whatever, I don't usually like to have too much on my lips because I am obsessed with lip balm. So that's usually what I use, but if I'm feeling rather fancy, then I use Revlon Color Burst Matte Balm, and this one is in Sultry. This is what I wore in my grade 12 prom, and I've been obsessed with it ever since. It's so perfect. I love the color. It's kind of natural. It's really comfortable on the lips, so that's what I will use. And if you think you have time to line your lips, then you go right ahead, but usually I don't, so. And I don't like to put a lot on. I just like to. Just to add a little bit of color. Okay. So that is it. This is my back to school makeup routine. I definitely don't do this every day, but when I'm feeling a little bit extra spicy or I just have the extra time, whatever, my classes don't start until late, this is what I like to do for my makeup. It's pretty easy. The hardest part is probably the lashes, but like I said, it's totally optional. You definitely don't have to do that. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to give my video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video.